am all right with AVNation InfoComm 2024 with Bob Canellia from Blackmagic. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am well. I am very excited to be here because I have known, used, and appreciated Blackmagic for way too long that I'm too embarrassed to admit how long, because that indicates how old I am. You guys have done a number of things over the years. A lot of us that produce video for a living fell in love with the A10 Mini during COVID.
Yep.
Right? It saved a lot of our butts, to be frank about it.
Totally, yeah.
And we'll get to some additions you got with that in a minute. But you guys are kind of rolling out, and you've been doing AV over IP for a number of years. This year you're showing off a new 2110 technology, a new 2110 product line.
Correct, yeah. So what we wanted to do is be able to sort of simplify the idea of moving video over IP for those that are mostly video-centric people, right? So we made a new router that it is an Ethernet router, but it works like a video hub. So it works the way we want it to work, right? So even though you're plugging in 16 10 gig ports in the back, you're seeing images like you would see in a traditional router. So unlike most routers that have the Ethernet jacks coming in the front, ours go in the back because on the front we have the nice clean panel that shows you all your inputs and you can route which signal you want to go from where to where, which is, the way we do it traditionally in video. Yeah. We also made some throwdown boxes so that you can move a signal to another, so you take the SMPTE 2110, over IP into it and then take HDMI out to hit a monitor. So you're running long distances and things like that. So the whole idea is to move video in over IP in long distance, but then bring it back to the traditional AV workflow that everyone, so you can hybrid into this.
Okay, that's really cool. You also have a number of cameras that you're showing off this year. That's something that obviously we know Blackmagic for.
Yeah, so we have the new Micro Studio 4K G2, so that was rolled out recently. So very small, compact design, but you have full control over it like you would have with any other live production camera. We have some new cinema cameras, the Pixis, as well as the new Ursa Cine 12K. Those cameras are coming out a little later to do really high-end production work. And our studio cameras are always there to do live events, but you can also record in the camera. But now we've added some new stuff to our studio cameras that you can actually tether a cell phone to them and broadcast live from them.
Oh wow, how's that work?
Yeah, so what it does is you assign an IP address and then you can send it to like our streaming bridge or whatnot, or send it out to any stream, so it would just be live stream. You could
so it's using the camera, the Blackmagic camera, as its video source.
Correct, and it streams out to wherever you need to stream to. So we added that recently, so that's in beta right now. But it does give people a lot more flexibility to do, and we just keep adding different components to try and give people what they're trying, what they want to do, or and give them more flexibility and use cases for the camera. So you can use it as a live camera, you can use it as a cinema camera, you can now use it as a live streaming camera.
I mentioned the A10. You guys have a new line of those.
Yeah, so we introduced the new A10 Mini 4K switcher. So we have a 1ME 4K switcher, a 2ME 4K switcher, and then we had the 4ME 4K switcher. So those switchers are now available in HD or 4K. The 4Ks obviously work in HD or 4K. They have 10, 20, and 40 inputs. And lots of keys and our super sources. We have also introduced some new panels last year, so to accommodate those switchers. So we have a 1ME panel that does 10, 20, and 30 input buttons across, and then the 2ME has either 20, 30, or 40 input across. So it depends on how many people want, what direct access buttons they want and sizes and things like that. So we have a 1, a 2, and a 4ME switcher. We're showing the panel here. It's large, but not everybody wants that. And all of the panels, including the new micro panel that we have, is designed for really small operations, but they will work with any of the switchers. That's the best part. Yeah. So even that little one can work with any of the 4ME switchers. You can actually select which ME you're working on, but it's a small compact switcher. And some people actually use more than one panel on a switcher. So if you have one panel that does 1ME to go out to to a monitor somewhere else, sub-switching, you can do it with that panel and then use the main panel for the broadcast.
Oh wow, so really quickly, a switcher, or a controller, in what application besides what I would consider a traditional broadcast, right?
Mhm.
What other applications do you see that going into?
Sure. So, well, a lot of people that do, say, live events, churches and things like that. Oftentimes, they'll send the screens on the side of the altar, say, with different feeds. They'll also send a different feed down to the crying room, as they call it, where you'll use a SMPTE 2110 pipe to send it down to there. And so this way, it gives people the idea to sub-switch based differently than the main switch, right? So that often happens when there's multiple monitors. Sometimes they want the main program feed going on one monitor, but the other one's going to have different, so that you can show, like, in anything, even like sports or concerts or whatever. You always want to be able to show multiple angles, and this gives you an ability to have multiple control panels attached to a switcher, so you can do that.
That's very cool. Bob, somebody wants to find out more about Blackmagic?
Well, just go to our address, blackmagicdesign.com.
For Blackmagic, for us, for AVNation, go by our website, AVNation.tv. AVNation.tv. Find more videos from the show floor. InfoComm 2020.